We are now on to new business.
Approval of June warrants.
So yes, June warrants.
Ms. Morgan, do you have a list of warrants there?
I think there's one. There's two. There's one that was done on the 21st, last Friday, and then there's 9 more from today. That's the short list I passed out to everybody. So your board pack would have had the one for the 21st. And then the one from this afternoon was the short list.
Boys Lumber, is that for the new shed that they're gonna build?
There was the new shed, and then we also had some, wood for the shop itself. Some finished lumber, you know, the kids do projects where they build tabletops, and they decided to get some, nice wood that they could put some inlaid into some of the projects that they do.
Not that I don't want to go around the table, but I think we have to have a motion first for discussion, or do we? We can, I don't care.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented for June 2018.
I'll second.
Sorry.
Okay, so more discussion.
SRTS bike supplies. What's that?
Safe routes to school. We ended up getting a grant. Part of that grant was to take care of the bicycle trailer that we have, like inner tubes and chains and bike helmets and those types of things. So we have those types of bike supplies that we purchased to make sure we're not trailer. And I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it, but they have a really nice unit where they get all the kids out on the track, and the PE classes have the kids riding the bicycles around the track out there, showing them how to use their brakes, showing them how to balance. And it's quite interesting to think there's a lot of kids that say they know how to ride a bike, but they don't really know how to stop the right way or how to navigate around each other. And so you end up with some bicycle up on the track, and it's old fashioned, where you would think to yourself, man, if that kid was in the middle of a roadway, they might learn to turn into a car coming. And one of the things that they do with the training is they teach the kids when a car is approaching you, you know, a lot of times what you do is you turn your head and you look over your shoulder. And the tendency is your arm pushes this way and you go into the traffic. They teach the kids how to look without moving their arms. Some pretty good stuff to do with that. Thank you. Sorry for the long answer.
That's good. That's good. That's all.
All right, anybody else have any questions about the current warrants here? Does this get us through the gas and electric and phones and all that stuff that need to be paid this month?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so if there's no further discussion, I'm gonna call for the question. All those in favor of paying the warrants as presented?
Right.
Aye. Any opposed? We're all good. Very good. All right, so, so authority for final expenditures for the 2012-2013 school year.
I'll move to grant authority to Mr. McGee and Ms. Morgan to pay bills and encumber monies to pay for items identified as expenditures for the remainder of the 2012-2013 school fiscal year.
Second.
Discussion? All right, call for the question. All those in favor? Aye. All right. And then 2012-2013 year-to-date expenditures and encumbrances.
Okay. So we have the expenditures and we have the encumbrances. We have our textbook, our main, one of the big things you're gonna see in the encumbrances is we have our main textbook order that we do each year. And like I said before, we have the communication arts curriculum, which is by far the biggest and most expensive curriculum that we tackle each 7 years. And you'll see that there are some pretty significant orders in here for each grade level. When you see HM receivable, like with Golding, Byerly, you'll see that, you know, these grade level textbooks that we're purchasing and the software and supplies that go along with them are all part of those encumbrances to be paid, to purchase those supplies. And so as you go down through this list, you'll see, you know, that, the books, when it says Byerly's a kindergarten teacher, but she's purchasing it for the entire grade level.
We don't have that list.
Oh,
Because this is, Lisa.
Okay.
You have it.
You
You have
have
a
it.
copy?
Let me get a coffee first. You take a time out. I'll
Time out.
Get a coffee.
Okay.
Oh, after.
Okay, so as you look down through here, you'll see grade level textbook expenditures, you know, like down on warrant or PO 14405, Byerly, that HM receivables is the company whom we're purchasing this books from. And so you'll see that those are significant purchases, but then again, that's what it costs to get the grade level books that we need. Then you have other books that are in support of the curriculum, like Dougal, Mattel, Soleil has some books that are going to be added on to the sixth grade curriculum, as does Keefe. And then you have calculators, such as Sullivan needing calculators in her math class. As we move down through it, science lab supplies for Beto. Straight on down through some books for Catherine Reed's class from Turner Bound. And then you have the Barnes and Noble for each of those classrooms. Supplies for the title class, textbooks for Dodd. You know, basketball, we had the pads, the backboards, some of the pads on the backboards underneath in the old gym need to be replaced. And that's what Dennis Burns is doing. Computer leads from Gary Jarvie. We paid for most of the computer lease out of the technology fund, but out of the general fund, we're only going to spend this amount of $20,000. Then moving straight on down through food service products, straight on down through. Consolidated electrical, some lamps that need to be replaced on our water treatment facility. Just so that you know that those bulbs, those high UV bulbs in the water treatment room, I believe those go at close to $150 a bulb. So those are expensive. We have like the iPad purchasing along with the textbooks. We have, you know, the English department at the high school. We have Anderson and Major, 4th and 5th grade. We have Orson's in middle school. Those are all iPad purchases. And then, you know, we have Brown's excavation, which guys approved in here, listed in here. We have the desk purchases for replacing the desks. And there is the silverback learning in there as an encumbrance as part of this. That's just all the purchases. We can pull that silverback out if you do not want to do it as an encumbrance.
Who is HM Receivables?
Holton Hartson.
Oh,
Holton.
Textbook company.
Oh, yeah.
company,
One of these.
one of the big companies.
Okay.
Why were these not available when the packet went out? How, what's this?
We were still pulling them together, we were still pulling all that stuff together.
That's why we have these meetings, because it's kind of the end of the year, pulling stuff together, because it's the end of our fiscal year.
Are these, all these books,
They're gonna be, Common Core compliant.
that's what I'm afraid of.
But that's what, all these textbook companies are going to that now.
Huh?
All these textbook companies are going to that.
What?
One of the Common Core compliant. Like in the literature side of it, one of the big things that they're requiring of the literature, is they want more non-fictional reading requirements in the literature. What you used to see from the textbook, companies in the past was a lot of fictional writing, and now they're trying to teach the kids how to, read for information, how to discern and learn that, to extrapolate information from what they're reading.
Yeah, it's a little bit beyond me, but whoever's coming out of Washington, or wherever it comes from, I don't have
Oh.
any use for it.
I got a question on the iPad.
Novel reading for novel reading's sake, and
Huh?
more, less reading of novels just for the enjoyment of reading, and more,
More nonfiction and for information.
Well, and also a lot of the textbooks, when they put nonfiction in the readers, it was really dry.
Yeah.
And it didn't really foster an enjoyment of reading nonfiction for students. And so the textbook companies are trying to make nonfiction not only reading for information, but also interesting.
because if it's not, nobody's gonna read it.
Exactly.
iPads, how many iPads? I mean, so each class is gonna get a certain amount of iPads, they're gonna be able to use it
20.
for reasonable, okay. And that's to stay in the classroom,
Mhm.
awesome. Okay, that's great.
So what is the total, we're gonna be going through here?
306,862.
Huh?
306, it's at the end. $306,862 and
On the
40 cents.
very bottom,
For
on the
what books?
back page.
On your last page.
Well, not just for books, but for all those
For-
supplies, yes.
Fine.
So we leaving this, what are you gonna do on the silverback since we didn't vote on that? What are you gonna do?
I pull it out and put it in next year.
Well, since it's on.
But it
here,
is on here, so I mean,
It's
if
on
you,
this
if
list.
it's something you wanna learn more about, we can do that, but I mean, it is on the list of encumbrances.
See, I'm willing to just say, let's just go with
Me
it.
too, and it's on here, so it's legal for us to do it.
And then you can give us more information.
I certainly would be happy to not only do that, but to demonstrations to show
Yeah.
that it's not just a fly-by-night thing that we're doing here. That it's something that we're really trying to incorporate, more knowledge for the parents to understand.
Well, I think what
what's
Dan said
happening.
is perfect. I mean, we've got all this data, but how do we access, how do we get some information out of it? I mean, we're just drowning in it, and because it is the nature of the beast. But, so give us a tool that we can get some information out of it. So it makes sense to me.
I'll move that we approve this purchase order list as presented,
Including,
including the silverback purchase for the 2012-13 school year. Final expenditure, I guess.
I'll second.
Discussion?
I think I'm fine with everybody but the silverback. Before I approve it, number one, do it right, put it on the agenda. Number two, learn more about it.
Any further discussion?
I don't have a use for common core as far as I know. God, what a scam. Here we are spending $300,000 for new books. Every school district in America is spending $300,000 for new books. What an economy booster. And the garbage they're shipping out over there, you think this is any better? Somebody told me, I don't know if it was a joke or not, Bill Ayers is writing the history part of it. Might be a joke. Huh?
It's a joke.
I'll bet you it's not damn far, not that far of a joke.
But you know, one of the things, just to make sure that, as we have these tools, and that's what a textbook is, it's a tool. It's in our school. One of the things that we want to make sure that we do is that we recognize and value the independence of our families to come in and to question and to be really involved in the education. I think when we provide them with the ability to have the open doors to be part of their child's education, if we're not doing something here, if it looks like we're heading down the road of indoctrination or advocating certain positions for our society, then we've got a problem. And I hope you understand that we're going to work very hard not to be in those positions. The material that we reviewed and have looked at makes us compliant with the state, but we still have the autonomy to utilize that information as we so choose here to make sure that we maintain the values and the core values of our communities.
Well, why don't we just buy one book? Don't we have a book review committee?
Well, they have reviewed these books. I mean, there's been committees of teachers that have been looking through different companies and have come down to, when we're talking about the learning issues that we're dealing with, like response to intervention, when we're needing to deal directly with certain reading issues within our students, that this textbook has some tools added to it that are going to make it a lot easier for the teacher to grab hold of why Johnny is struggling with certain vowels, or why Susie is, unable to comprehend a certain, text. These textbooks have with them teacher supply tools that enable us to really dig in and address the issues that the kids may be facing. And that's what we try to do with these textbooks is they are a tool that support the teacher and help the teacher in their instructional delivery so that they can really engage the students and help the students get over those humps and those challenges, the bumps in the roads that they have with their learning. And so we've spent over a year reviewing several different textbooks, and the committee has come down and said that Journeys is a very good program, and it is a program that many other school districts in the area are using.
Well, and now too, this program, the kindergarten kind of made when we adopted our previous reading series that we've had for the last 7 years, and said, no, we're so happy with Journeys that for kindergarten, we don't want to adopt what everybody else has adopted. And so they're the ones that kind of said, well, now that it's adoption, look what we've been doing. And it's been reformatted so that it meets the Common Core. But it's basically, when they went through it hasn't changed a lot. And they got the first and second grade teachers really excited about it. And, so it's something that's been in our district for many years. This same program, but it's been, renewed and copyrighted and, updated, I guess is the proper word.
We do this on cycle, so every 5 or 6 years we have to do language arts. And language arts is one of the most expensive ones because it's 2 subjects. You have your lit, or your English part, and then you have your grammar. And so we have to get basically we're getting curriculum for 2 different subject areas. And so it really jacks up the cost.
Yeah, so you're dealing with writing and reading.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just a skeptic, I mean, a little bit ago, we had no cell left behind, then we had raised the top, and now we got common core every 3-4 years, we're changing directions. It's very costly to change directions.
Same with health insurance.
Yeah, that's another
Mm-hmm.
little toggle that's going on.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
Okay, so any further discussion? Call for the question. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
But, yeah.
Okay, July warrants.
Yes.
So each year, since the board does not hold a meeting in July, we do have some bills that need to be paid in July. So in your board packet is a list of the typical bills that we run into in the month of July that we work to pay on. And so the board is asked to go ahead and approve the Western States Insurance, the Montana High School Association, student liability, the annual Montana High School Association fee.
Also move.
Discussion?
I assume the cost of that, we'll review that in August.
Correct.
Call for the question then. All those in favor? Aye. So before we move to adjournment, can we, how are we gonna finalize this, July, hiring meeting?
Well,
that we have?
there's a couple of things before you guys adjourn that I need to just set straight. Number one, the negotiation committee. The classified unit has noticed my office if they want to begin negotiations. So the negotiation committee, those members on it are,
Melvin and myself.
you have dates that you might be available this next month to begin.
I should be here every day.
Okay, Pat?
Off the top of my head, I'm gonna be around pretty much every day.
Okay, so what I'll do is I will formally sit down with them and get the calendar set, and I'll sit down and start discussion with them. Then we have the budget meeting. Colby, do you have, you and Pat sit on the budget? The second week of July is a week that we're looking at. Is there a day of the week that works better for you or not?
Boy, I need to I'll start bringing my calendar with me as far as, when I'm going those meetings, but I can't pick one right off the top of my head, but I can fit one in definitely somewhere.
So would you email me tomorrow and just shoot me a
Second week of July?
Yeah.
Okay, Pat, you want,
I'm-
I'll email you and
Yeah,
if we'll be happy.
again, I didn't bring my calendar, but I'm just thinking ahead. I don't really have anything going till last week of August. So,
All right,
pretty
I'll
available
email you
for
the
that.
days that are available and then you can pick.
okay, all right.
And then I have, special board meeting for July, that second week on, Wednesday or Thursday of that week.
What's that one for? Remind me.
Boardsmanship training, and to also conduct the hiring personnel. So either one of those 2 days, okay. And then finally, the policy, Joe Brock has contacted me and said, the following days of July, he is available to, sit down, he'd like to go more than a 2-hour period with the policy committee to wrap it up so that it can come to the board. So, members on the policy committee,
Vicky and myself.
okay.
The other one.
Do I have a list?
I like.
A light.
Since we've stacked the beginning of July up pretty tight, can I recommend that we go either the 22nd, 25th, 29th, and 31st of July?
I don't
It
care.
doesn't even.
Okay, I will contact him with one of those days and then get back to you.
So that would be like last week of July?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll be done next week, then I'm back. Okay. August.
Okay, so. Okay, so, I think we're all good, right? Everybody got meeting thoughts in their head? All right, so we'll go into adjournment. Thank you all for hanging out.